ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Welcome to our English program. Today we are discussing one of the most famous novels all over the world, especially in English literature. This novel is written by the most important, the most famous English novelist, Charles Dickens. The novel is Oliver Twist. As we know, Charles Dickens, the great novelist, wrote many famous novels such as Oliver Twist, David Copperfield, A Tale of Two Cities, and other famous novels. Today we are discussing the novel Oliver Twist, which reflects the life of London during the Industrial Revolution. It reflects the conflict between good and evil, bad and good, as we will see together in this movie إن شاء الله. Oliver Twist زي ما قلنا was written by Charles Dickens, one of the most, and he is really the most important novelist in the history of English literature. This novel describes life in London in the 19th century. The main character, the hero of the novel, the hero of the story, the most important person in the story, Oliver Twist, he was born in a workhouse because he was an orphan. عارفين orphan معناها ان هو without a father or a mother، يتيم. الورك هاوس عامل زي عندنا دلوقتي الملجأ او دور الايتام وكده. طيب زي ما احنا شايفين it was a sad beginning for Oliver. Oliver spent about 9 years with other poor boys who were given little food. طبعا they were given little food، عبارة عن soup without meat, without fish, only bread, a piece of bread on Sundays. The children were always hungry, so one day they chose Oliver to ask for more food, so Oliver was punished and sent out of the workhouse.
Please, sir, I want some more.
What?
Please, sir, I want some more.
That's the beetle!
Mr. Limpkins, I beg your pardon, sir. Oliver Twist has asked for more.
For more? Compose yourself, Mr. Bumble, and answer me distinctly. Do I understand that he asked for more after he had eaten his supper?
He did, sir.
That boy will be hanged.
After that, Oliver left the workhouse and went to live and work with Mr. Sowerberry. Mr. Sowerberry was the town's undertaker. Undertaker is a person who make coffins. دوت زي الحانوتي عندنا في الوقت الحالي اللي هو مستر ساوربري. Mrs. Sowerberry, the wife of Mr. Sowerberry, was a cruel woman, unkind. She ill-treated Oliver Oliver was treated badly by Mrs. Sowerberry, Noah Claypole, and Charlotte. So he ran away to London. His way to London, Oliver met Jack Dawkins اللي هنعرفه بعد كده اللي هو he was famous as the Artful Dodger, one of the young thieves. Jack Dawkins took Oliver to Mr. Fagin's house. Fagin was an old man. He tried to teach Oliver how to be a clever thief.
Shut up and drink your gin! You're staring at the pocket handkerchiefs, eh, my dear? We just hung them up, ready for the wash, that's all.
Is this a laundry then, sir? Yeah, that's right, a laundry.
Exactly, my boy. I suppose a laundry would be a very nice thing indeed. But, our line of business pays a little better, don't it, boys?
You're all right.
You see, Oliver, in this life, one thing counts. In the bank, large amounts. I'm afraid these don't grow on trees. You gotta pick a pocket or two. You gotta pick a pocket or two, boys. You gotta pick a pocket or two.
Large amounts don't grow on trees. You gotta pick a pocket or two.
Let's show Oliver how to do it, my dear. Just a game, Oliver, just a game. Why should we break our backs stupidly paying tax? Better get some untaxed income. Better pick a pocket or two. You gotta pick a pocket or two, boys. You gotta pick a pocket or two.
Why should we all break our backs and pick a pocket or two?
Robin Hood, what a crook, gave away what he took. Charity's fine, subscribe to mine. Get out and pick a pocket or two. You gotta pick a pocket or two, boys.
Robin Hood was far too good. Get out and pick a pocket or two.
Take a tip from Bill Sykes. He can whip what he likes. I recall he started small. He had to pick a pocket or two. You gotta pick a pocket or two, boys. You got to pick a pocket or two.
We could be like old Bill Sykes if we pick a pocket or two.
Dear old gent passing by, something nice takes his eye. Everything's clear, attack the rear. Get in and pick a pocket or two. You gotta pick a pocket or two, boys. You gotta pick a pocket or two.
And the rear attack the rear. Get in and pick a pocket or two.
When I see someone rich, both my thumbs start to itch. Only to find some peace of mind, I have to pick a pocket or two. You gotta pick a pocket or two. You gotta pick a pocket or two.
Just to find some peace of mind. We have to
Pick a pocket or
Oliver left the gang for a short time and lived with Mr. Brownlow. Mr. Brownlow was a kind old gentleman. He treated Oliver kindly. Oliver lived happily with Mr. Brownlow and Mrs. Bedwin, but only زي ما قلنا for a short time because Bill Sykes and Nancy kidnapped Oliver and took him to Fagin again. طيب. Fagin sent Oliver to help Bill Sykes in a theft in a robbery, but Oliver was shot and taken into the house of Mrs. Miley and Rose Miley. ده من حظ أوليفر. Mrs. Miley and Rose protected Oliver and didn't report the police about him. They treated him kindly. He lived peacefully with them. Nancy was killed by Bill Sykes, who killed himself while he was trying to escape. It was a tragic end for Nancy, who tried to help Oliver, but she refused to leave the gang. By the end of the story, Mr. Brownlow, the old gentleman, forced مانكس دوت اللي هو أوليفر's half brother، أخوه بس من أم تانية. Mr. Brownlow forced مانكس to give Oliver his share, his money, inheritance، الميراث بتاعه. وكمان كان في a happy surprise. They discovered that Rose was Agnes' younger sister. Rose was Oliver's aunt. Oliver lived happily with Mr. Brownlow, Mrs. Miley, and Rose in the countryside. The countryside is the symbol of freedom, quietness, silence, peaceful life, quiet life, purity. طيب زي ما قلنا the novel shows how poor people lived during the Industrial Revolution. Many people suffered from crimes, poverty, and lack of justice. At the end of the story, we notice that virtue, اللي هو good، الفضيلة، الخير is rewarded and the evil is punished. ليه بقى؟ هنلاقي إن kind people enjoy happy peaceful life, but cruel, unkind, bad, evil people deserve their tragic sad end. From this novel, we notice that it's about social injustice اللي هو الظلم المجتمعي، poverty الفقر، criminality اللي هي الإجرام. There was a spread of crime in that time. By the end of the novel, we notice the triumph, the victory of goodness over evil. I hope you enjoyed this great novel by Charles Dickens.
He's come back, sir. I knew he would.
As we noticed throughout the novel, some people treated Oliver kindly, so they had a happy ending, and other people ill-treated Oliver and treated him badly, so they were punished at the end and they deserved their tragic end. This shows us that good and virtue must be rewarded at the end. I hope you enjoyed our novel. Thank you very much.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's